Hello chess fans, fans of the beautiful game. This is Chess to Impress with another impressive position from the history of the game. This is a study composition by Mr. Petrov, published in 1959. White to play and win. Let's look at the position. White has rook and two bishops, while black only has a rook and a pawn on a3. So how can this be so difficult to win? White is a lot of material up. So what is the problem here? Well, we'll see that in a minute. Actually, let's look at it now. The problem is that both bishops are attacked. Both the bishop on h4 as on g8 is attacked. And if black can win one of those bishops, then he has a draw, because rook and bishop versus a rook is a draw. And that's what the whole solution will be about black trying to win one of the bishops and white trying to prevent that. Well, the first move is already a very nice move, because how can white preserve both his bishops? They're both under attack. How can you save both of them in one move? Well, that's only possible with rook d8. A very nice move, because if black takes this rook, then white will take back with the bishop that is under attack, and then both his bishops will be safe. So this is a way to prevent black to take one of the bishops, because he cannot do that now. He has no time to take on h4 because his rook is hanging. Well, the best move for black in this position is a2. Of course, white has to take that pawn because he's threatening to queen. And after bishop a2, black again is going to try to win one of the bishops by attacking both of them. Again, he has no time to take now on h4 because his rook is still hanging. If he takes the rook, as we already saw, the attacked bishop will recapture and both bishops are safe. And then white wins with two bishops versus a lone king. You cannot attack both bishops by playing rook f2 because that square is under control by the attacked bishop. So the only option left is giving a check. And now it's really important that the king goes to e3. And we'll see later why that is so important. The only move that wins is king e3. All the other moves lead to a draw. King e3. And now black keeps going on in the same vein, attacking both bishops. Rook a4 to attack the second bishop. Both bishops are under attack. So black hopes to win one of them. Bishop b3. Only move that wins, attacking the rook, so black still doesn't have time to take the bishop on h4. And the best try now is rook b4, again attacking both bishops, hoping to win one of them. And here comes the magical move, the impressive move, rook d4, because it looked like white is running out of ideas, and this is the only way that wins. And what is this about? Okay, this check, but we can just take the rook. And if the king takes back, then we finally take the bishop on h4, and there's only one bishop left, and the bishop and the king cannot checkmate the king. So how can this be the solution? And here comes the second magical move. Bishop e7. Well, what is that? Okay, we preserved both bishops, but black still has his rook. But if we look a bit further, then we can see that the rook is trapped in the middle of the board. There's nowhere he can go without being taken. Quite incredible, a rook being trapped in the middle of the board. Well, let's look at how the rook is trapped. Of course, these squares are all taken, and that's why it was so important that the king went to e3 to cover the square d2. King cannot go here either, The rook cannot go here either because all the squares are taken by the bishops. And the only safe square on this line is d7, but not really safe because then we have bishop e6 check, forking the king and the rook and winning the rook on the next move. So what is there left? Well, the only other thing is seeking shelter at the king. Rook f4. But that doesn't work either, because now we have bishop e6 check, and if the king moves to g3, there is bishop d6. Two bishops can be very strong working together. And the rook is pinned, and on the next move the rook will go. One last thing that black can try in this position is rook f5, because if the bishop takes the rook, now the king takes back and it's a draw. But white is not in a hurry to take the rook. He plays the beautiful little move, king e4. Rook is pinned and the king has to let the rook go. And the rook will go on the next move, and white wins with its two bishops. A beautiful composition with a rook being trapped in the middle of the board and some other beautiful moves as part of the solution. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel so you will be notified when I post my next video. This is Chess to Impress. Thank you for watching.